Hi guys, welcome to the session. Mohit this side. So in this session, we will be seeing two things: ServiceNow REST outbound integration, as well as how to retrieve security vulnerability information from Cisco. So we can divide this session into two parts: preparing or configuring the REST API in Cisco website, as well as using the same in ServiceNow. So let's navigate to the Cisco API console. So this is how Cisco API console page looks like. The URL will be apiconsole.cisco.com. You can register and log in with your ID. If you have a Cisco subscription, you can check with your network SME or vendor coordinator to get the CSO ID so that you will be able to see more applications in this. So once you log into that, you can navigate to My Apps and Keys, and we can see all the applications that are available. So if I go to applications, I can see all the applications that are available for me to use. So if you have a vendor partnership, you'll be able to see a lot more applications here, like Bug API or costing APIs, etc. So to register a new app or to create a web service, we can click on register a new app, and then we can fill in some information. So what is the name of the application? Let's say Cisco vulnerability. So this will be using OAuth 2.0 credentials. So we can choose one of these credentials. Let's go with client credentials, and we can select which application we need access to. So is it demand CHIDAS or PSRTC, PSIRTC vulnerability API? So we'll be focusing on this one because we are looking for fetching the real-time vulnerability information. So Cisco PSIRT or Product Security Incident Response Team Open Vulnerability API is a RESTful API that allows customers to obtain Cisco vulnerability information in different formats, let it be XML or JSON. So we need this one. So we have something like Hello API or Hello Commerce API for testing. We'll leave it there. You can read through the terms and services and click register. And you can see the same in My Apps. So when I go to My Apps and Keys again, I can see the client secret and client key. Please don't use this. I'll delete this after this demo. So now I have the client credentials or API ready. The next thing is how to use this inside ServiceNow. So inside this API console web page only, we have something like documentation where you can navigate to the same, and you will get detailed documentation on how to use this. Like we'll be using OAuth2 credentials, what would be the URL to get tokens, what are the different kind of tokens available, how to access the API references, like how to get the advisories. All those things are in detail with examples documented in documentation. Now let's go to ServiceNow and configure the API which we have created. So the configuration part for Cisco is completed. Navigating to ServiceNow. So we are into ServiceNow page. So we have to create OAuth profile for Cisco application. So we are going to OAuth application registry. Click on that. These are default application registries. Click on new. Connect to a third-party OAuth provider. Definitely Cisco is a third-party OAuth provider. So clicking that. Let's fill out the information. So I want to name the profile as get vulnerabilities. So I have my client key here. Client secret should not keep it in plain text. It should be always encrypted. This is like your password. Now, we don't have any script or local URL. The next thing is, so while registering an application, we saw the similar thing in Cisco website as well, and we choose client credentials. So client credentials, how much should be the token? So the specialty of OAuth is that after this time, the token will get expired and you will be no longer able to access the application. So refresh token lifespan in seconds. Token URL. So for this, we can go back to the documentation. So we got the token URL. We'll be copying here. So this is the token URL. Now, once we have filled in all the information, this will be the redirect URL for ServiceNow, and it will be defaultly this. And click on submit, and new auth profile will be created. Now, to use this token, now we have retrieved the token from Cisco website. Now, to use this, we'll go to REST messages and create a new entry inside REST message. So REST message, click on new. So name the REST message, get vulnerability. What should be the endpoint? So as I told, we have a detailed documentation on endpoint, like how to query the advisories, how to get the advisory, how to get the latest advisories. All those things are mentioned here. So let's go with the latest advisory stuff. So I have copied this endpoint, pasted it here. So the authentication is OAuth authentication. We have already created a profile, which is get vulnerability default profile, submit. So I have a new REST message. Now let's see if this token is working fine. So I have something called get OAuth token here. I'll just click on that. So verify the configuration and try again. So something like invalid request, missing parameter, access token. Let's see what it is missing. Let's navigate to that. So we are opening the record. So there was a small change in URL. So we have updated the correct URL, and we have retrieved the authentication token successfully. The next step, we can go to HTTP methods, and let's see if we can fetch the latest 5 Cisco vulnerability advisories. So we can go to test here, and there you go. We have retrieved the information from Cisco and XML format. We can use a beautify soap to beautify this, and this is probably what you will see. So this is the bug ID for Cisco MDS 9000 series switches. You have the vulnerability description. It's a high vulnerability with this description. So like that, you can retrieve information from Cisco website and use it in ServiceNow. So this is how we can set up an outbound REST message in ServiceNow and configure a Cisco vulnerability API in Cisco console. So now the next step is how we can use it in a workflow or a business rule. So stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.